Great day, and really good day for our program, and great day, we think, moving forward. And long year-long process that I think our coaches did a fantastic job. And before I get to the actual players, if you want to ask a little bit of insight, I guess, on kind of what we're doing and looking at our position breakdown. And we had some really big needs, we felt like, going into our second year and trying to address a number situation and trying to get people where we feel like we need them. We got 3 linemen, which we're excited about that. A guy like Trace has 3 years. Jacorius has 2 years. Dakota, of course, will have 5. But it's important for us, I think, is we need tackle bodies and stuff, and that's really what we were trying to do. If you look at the makeup of our offensive line right now, it was really big for us this year to get Eastwood Thomas this summer, and when Baggs got hurt, he ended up starting most of the year. But so that's kind of was what we were looking at O-line wise. We took Sloan Spiller, tight end, and if you look at the makeup of our tight end position, trying to rebuild it, but we're basically we're at sophomores and freshmen other than Sloan. Now that we lost Alex. So we think he'll come in. We only wanted to take one, so we wanted to make sure that we had a guy that could play with his hand in the ground and out of the ground. He's done both. Had a lot of success at Katy High School, where they won state championships and stuff. His hand was in the ground the majority of the time. Pearl River's hand was not in the ground the majority of the time. So we feel like he does really good there. We got Derek Gore, we think, is going to come in and help us at tailback. In a quick way, Javen Myers was actually our first commit last spring, so we really like Javen. We were able to get Jakyle Holmes, which was huge for us. We have him listed as an athlete. We think he's going to be able to play tailback. He was a quarterback at Ponchatoula, great return guy, and that was really big for us to be able to add him. Receiver-wise, we took 4 high school receivers. We actually lost 3 last year. If you look at the makeup, whatever receiver-wise, we feel like that's the makeup of what we had coming in here was pretty good in a sense that we're able to recruit young kids. But we lost 3 guys last year. We'll lose another one this year. But when you look at those guys, Beatty, can't say enough good things about Beatty. They actually won the state championship in 5A at North Shore, and he played quarterback at Katy. He played a little bit of receiver, but he's that kind of player and that kind of leader. Perry Carter is a speed guy. More of probably an inside receiver. I think Coach Leger will probably do with him, but great speed, great pedigree. His daddy's actually from Vicksburg, Mississippi, and played at Southern Miss and ended up playing 10 years in the NFL. And then was the defensive backs coach at the Texans for the whole time Kubiak was there. So we think he's going to really come in and help us. We took 2 bigger kids, and Zach Jackson and T.J. Fletcher. If you look at them, they're probably more outside receiver type guys and stuff. So anyway, I really like what we did there, and identifying that. We like to have Coach Leger, we've worked together a long time, and we like to have a mix of outside inside guys. And we think we got that. We didn't actually recruit any defensive ends. We didn't offer any defensive ends. If you look at our football team, we have guys at that position, plus we were able to redshirt the 3 guys last year that we got that we are so excited about. When you look at Starks, Hussman, and Shelby, we were able to redshirt all 3 guys and stuff. So our numbers there were good. We took DeMont Harris from Carr, and really good football player. They won the state championship this year at Carr, and we were able to add him defensive tackle-wise. Trying to get our linebacker numbers back up. Took 3 high school kids, and Rashad Harding, Traylon Thomas, and Hunter Smith. The common denominator there, we hope, is they really have the ability to run and tackle, and which we need to get that. We actually played all of last year and got by an entire season with only 4 healthy scholarship linebackers. That's all we had for the whole year after we lost Braxton Moore. So we're really excited to get those guys in there, and then probably going into what we want to do defensively is we need help in a defensive back position. And because of the style of defense that Coach Collins wants to play, and trying to get that position back up. So if you look at it, we took 3 junior college guys, and J.J. Dallas, who was a corner, Colin Turner and Roy Williams are at safety, And then we took 5 high school guys. Big for us to get Stoddard Marbles here from Neville. We know those guys can cover. We know they can run. Tajik Bishop is a guy that we were on early from Ashdown, Arkansas. That's really good defensive back, really good ball skills. Had 2 great years actually as a receiver in Ashdown too. So if you look at him, but we think he'll come in here and be able to cover. And then we got 2 safeties that we're extremely excited about. That we were on early on them. Got them really from right there on I-20, and from Longview and Travian Webster, and then Austin Hollis from Bladewater. But they're both over 6 feet. They're both over 200 pounds, and we feel like that's a position that we certainly needed to address. With Turner and Williams already here, and then with Holly and Webster coming in, we really identified that, whatever, getting guys, getting safety positions because of what we do in the 4-2-5, guys that can run and guys that can tackle. And so we thought we address that. So, so like I said, really good year for us. Extremely excited, a little bit different. We kind of played both ends of the spectrum when you look at it in the recruiting front. Last year we were late and scrambling. This year, we had we're pretty much committed out with 2 weeks left, and then you're hanging on. So we kind of experienced in 2 years, 2 signing classes here at ULM. We kind of experienced both ends of the spectrum in terms of how recruiting works. But we're very excited. We were able to hold on to these guys, and all the guys are rated guys, and yeah, we're just really excited. So, any questions?
Yeah, remember when you first got this job and did that last class together, we talked a lot about how you guys are trying to get used to recruiting all 4 quarters because, if you east, you go so far south, you're in the water. And it seems like, you found kind of your niche as far as Louisiana and East Texas and Mississippi, and it's kind of reflected in your staff makeup there. Would you agree that that's kind of your all's niche in recruiting as you build this thing?
No doubt. And yeah, you and I were talking about that last year, Adam. I mean, I was, joking, I guess not joking, that I could actually take off in 4 different directions rather than 3 now from where we were in Lake Charles. But it's still, a lot of it's the same area, but we were able to recruit Mississippi more than we've done, Arkansas, and we plan on getting, being able to have some good presence in Mississippi and Arkansas, and then, to get on the I-20 corridor really in Texas is something that we did some, but I've actually hired some. We have some guys here that have a lot of experience in that area, that I-20 area, all the way to Dallas, and so we were able to get some good players out of there as well. However, starting in Louisiana, starting local, doing the best we can there, doing the best we can in the state of Louisiana, we kind of, implemented I guess a new plan, which we thought, and we're gonna review it and look at it, but we thought was good, and it's kind of something that was done back really when Coach Pat Collins was here, in a sense that we split up the state of Louisiana into 9 recruiting areas. We have 9 guys on the road recruiting. Coach Leger actually split it up by area code and put 3 coaches in 318, 2 in 504, 2 in 337. It moved around, and everybody divided it up really when it came out to 25 to 35 schools, really, that everybody had, and we wanted to make sure that we hit every one of those schools, and we got there. And so then everybody had a secondary, which they do now, a secondary recruiting area. We wanted to make sure that we did our due diligence there. We wanted to make sure that, one of the things that was really big, I think, in this recruiting process is we had a 1-day camp in July, and we had 250, 260 kids that came to ULM. But a lot of that was the ability to get out and get the information and get the relationships to get those kids here. And I think Coach Pallich, we had kickers, snappers, or whatever. We had close to 50 here the day before, just a specialty camp. So, the key is, I've always thought that you have to get out and recruit these kids. You have to get them here. You have to get them here any way you can. And we were fortunate this year to get a lot of them that came in May unofficially. We had a lot of unofficial visits this summer, and I can't give Seth Hall enough credit. The guy that runs our director of recruiting, he was there on Saturdays, on Sundays, through the entire summer. But you have to be ready if a kid's passing through, they're coming home on vacation or anything. I just always thought that the biggest key that we have to do as recruiters, regardless of where you are, is we have to get them here. And then then once you get them here, then then you can really go to work. But the important thing is to get them on your campus. Beautiful campus. This is absolutely beautiful. Great education, great degree programs. I mean, all of that we have going in our favor. If we can get them here and show them what we have and everything, then I think that's what starts the process, and we were able to do that this year.
Coach, you mentioned it lately. How different is it when you're trying to hold on to the kids versus trying to commit?
I think both of them are equally stressful. One you're more proactive, and one you're a little more reactive. When you kind of have most of your guys, and you're kind of then you tend to more, I think, react, and stuff. And but I think they're both they'll both keep you up a little bit at night. So both situations will. And then that's the other thing too. We always talk about as a staff, and I think Adam, you and I were talking about the other day. And anytime you have commitments early, and it's twofold. You have guys that nobody's really coming after, and then you kind of wonder, or you have guys that people are coming after. And I'd rather be in this situation where we had guys, and we had a lot of guys coming after them, and that's good. I mean, I think it's a good thing, and it kind of reinforces that you're on the right guys.
Looking at this class, we talked about this yesterday too. As far as this is shaping up, we won't know until 4 or 5 years from now. But this could be one of the best classes that's ever come through this place. But at the same time, there were a couple that you would have liked to hold on to that ended up flipping on National Sign Day. So as the head coach, how do you kind of balance the disappointment of losing a couple guys to looking and saying, this could end up being a pretty special group?
Well, I mean, I just always looked at it. I think it's a special group. I can't compare it to ULM because obviously I haven't been here, but I think it's a really good group. I think it's a really special group, and the way I've always approached recruiting, and we didn't lose anybody. We don't lose them until they sign, and because the rest of it is just recruiting. And so we're excited. We got 23 guys that we think are good football players that we think can come in, and so I think it's a fantastic day. I think it's a great day for us here because we think we have 23 guys that can come in and really help us, both from a lineman standpoint. We think we recruited a lot of speed, and that's what we feel like that we need on the field. And we're just excited to have these guys. But you never, in my opinion, you never lose guys until after they sign, and then I consider losing them because until they sign, you don't have them. That's just recruiting until you get. Now I say fax. I keep saying fax. Now it's scan and email. But until you receive that and our compliance director approves it, then you hadn't lost them because you never had them. And that's just the way recruiting is, and it continues to trend that way. That there's a lot of action in the last couple of days of recruiting, and just the way it is.
It's been a while since ULM has had a high-profile kid from Neville. How important is it to open up those doors into a program like that?
I think it's huge, and we have 3 players from there, and I think it's big to be able to get local kids, and I think it's big to be able to, especially in the case of these kids that had opportunities to go other places, and at least had Power 5 offers, had offers from they could have went a lot of places, but we were able to get them here, and there's no doubt. I mean, that's big, and again, we try to recruit inside out, and we've already started on the 18 class, and we're going to do some more work on the 18 class. But Coach Leger and I were talking about that too. We first sit down as a staff. We're going to first people we're going to look at more in depth are 318 kids, and then we're going to go to the next, and that's just how we could continue to do it. So I did it at the other place that Tim and I were together, and that's the way we're going to do it here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.